Hey guys, it's me. Tonight it's about Ad Astra, a very new movie that's in theaters starring Brad Pitt and the great Tommy Lee Jones, one of the greatest actors of all time. He's not in enough movies. It's actually Tommy Lee Jones's second movie, space movie, after Space Cowboys with Morgan Freeman and Clint Eastwood. I'm pretty sure Morgan Freeman was in that, but somebody else. Uh, Ad Astra. Okay. It starts with Brad Pitt. He's like working in a not so distant future. And like things start happening. Like the earth starts having an earthquake and it shakes the earth, and everyone's really scared of what's going to happen. Okay, so then he finds out uh, energy source is threatening our universe or something, or our planet. And NASA calls him to go to the moon, because the moon is just like a big airport at this point in the future. So they fly him out there, and they have a meeting with him, and they say Donald Sutherland's in this too. Uh, he's like a head guy over at NASA or whatever the space program is, and he says, "What's going on here is that these earthquakes that have been happening, it's all because of your father and his failed mission 30 years ago. It's now threatening our world because he screwed up out there and he didn't do what he said he did or something. So they're like, you got to go there now. It's your responsibility." And Brad Pitt's like, okay, I don't got anything going on. I'm not sure if this went into Brad Pitt's backstory, but it doesn't even matter. This movie's so goddamn long. It's just a side story, anyways. Um, so from the moon, they start their voyage to Neptune. He meets some other astronauts and stuff, and there's also this weird like Running Man or Mad Max Fury Road action going on with the astronauts. Like they're all shooting each other because there's not enough room, or they're not gonna. I don't know what happens here. Anyways, it didn't make sense in the story, but it was just showing that in the wild space age, anything goes. Um, all right, so he's on a journey to Neptune to find Tommy Lee Jones, and along the way, he's hearing stories about Tommy Lee Jones, and it's all reminding me of like a kind of like a knockoff Apocalypse Now or something. Um, they're talking about him like he's the legend, like they're building up that thing. And Tommy Lee Jones has very little screen time in this, but it's very funny when they finally meet up. Um, let's see, Brad Pitt. They enter a different space thing where his dad was at, and now there's like dead people everywhere and shit. And somebody gets resurrected, and they tell a story about what happened there. They're close to Neptune, but not there yet. So there's also this crazy ass monkey on a plane that goes after a lot of the crew members and kills some of them. Anyways, Brad Pitt proceeds on his journey, and he ends up alone somehow. I'm not sure how this happened either. This movie is so slow, not a lot happens, and like you barely notice like when characters are not there. I don't know. It's just pretty much Brad Pitt on this sad journey to find his crazy father on Neptune. So he gets to Neptune, and Tommy Lee Jones is there. There's just a lot of driving in this movie. A lot of I don't know what you call that, space travel. A lot of that. But when he finally meets Tommy Lee Jones, it's a relief to see him, because that's the only reason I want to see this movie. I'm like, awesome. And he's like, Dad, and he's like, son, and he's like, I don't know. He's asking him all these questions, and Tommy Lee's like, I'm not going back there. I'm not going to fix what's going on. We're here for research. Like, he's completely insane. You know what I mean? Just like he's Colonel Kurtzing. But it's so funny. Like, these scenes almost make up for this really awful movie. Very boring. And I'm going to make some comparisons about other space movies with this. But Tommy Lee Jones, he shines in this. the main thing is he doesn't want to get off of what he's doing. Like he's just hanging out like all weird in space and alone. And he's also like, I don't know, there's this energy source that's uncontrolled, and he's just leaving it uncontrolled. They really didn't explain it, and who cares? Um, but like, it's funny. He keeps on trying to sabotage Brad Pitt. Like he tries to make good with him. He's like, "It is good to see you, son. Sorry, I didn't come back home and whatnot." Uh, but it's funny. Like Brad Pitt goes to sit down in a chair in Tommy Lee Jones's office, and Tommy Lee Jones puts a bunch of thumbtacks on the seat, and Brad Pitt sits on it, and he's like, "Ah!" And Tommy Lee tries to get away, and then Brad Pitt finds him and is like, "We gotta go over there, Dad. This is no good for you." And then he starts like cutting the cord that is attaching them and stuff. Like he's just doing pranks all the way. Anyways, Tommy Lee Jones forces Brad Pitt to kill him in a spaceway, and he like throws him into space. Oh no, 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 no! I'm getting so many movies confused here because Interstellar was like so superior. I'm like mixing that in. Uh, yeah, I think Brad Pitt just he had enough of it, and he's like, enough pranks, Dad. I got to save the universe. Yeah, that's pretty much it. There was a few funny moments, very boring, not exciting, not interesting. I don't know what all the fuss is about. Uh, in terms of other space movies, like recently, Gravity and Interstellar. Gravity is a very hated movie. It's very funny and not that good, but kept my interest. I was concerned when Sandra Bullock was running out of oxygen the whole time and making that noise. I was really frightened. Nothing in this movie it had me even remotely interested like that. And Interstellar was just really well written, and the ending's kind of cheese, but no big deal. Yeah, this movie didn't have any redeeming qualities. Besides, the look of it, very impressive. Saw it at IMAX. The sounds were very loud. Um, all right. Yeah, that's about it. Colonel Kurtz on Neptune was such a long, sad ride with Brad Pitt. I don't know why he agreed to this. Maybe he had it when he read it. He thought it was going to be something different or something like that. Anyways, guys, let's see any other movies. Yeah, I don't know what's coming out. We all know the Joker's coming out soon, so looking forward to that. All right, guys, be safe.